I did that thing. You know how like sometimes I'll watch a movie like the day before.
Every time.
We're recording. I'm like, oh, this is it's way too fresh. I don't know what I can say about it. And then other times I'm like, I watched this movie 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what I can say about it. Yeah.
I watched Wild at Heart 2 weeks ago, and I watched Jeremiah Donkeyboy this morning. So
Nice. Jeremiah Donkey-Boy?
Yeah.
You watched the wrong film.
I watched Michael Mann's Donkey Baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eating Soup Alone is a podcast hosted by me, Christopher Crumley, and co-hosted by Nicholas Johnson. We try our best to ramble incoherently about a handful of movies at least once a week.
What is the movie called, though? So
Julian Donkey-Boy.
Julian Donkey-Boy.
Julian Jeremiah, I think that's pretty close. You guys didn't need to correct me, but all right.
The people at home.
The people at
The
home
people.
need to know. We good?
Oh, we're so good.
Oh, we're so good?
So
okay.
good.
Anyways,
Okay.
friend of the show, Cass here.
Hi.
Hello, Kat.
Nick's here as always.
Hello.
I'm always here. Watched 2 movies, Wild at Heart, Julian Donkey-Boy, which I think makes for a pretty cool episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool points. This is Aura, I think they call it these days.
Aura.
I think we got Aura.
You told me this episode was about Deadpool, so I feel a little bamboozled. But
I
sure.
did watch Deadpool and Wolverine.
Whoa.
Did you see that?
I have not yet.
Did you see that?
No.
I've heard the most mixed opinions possible for that
What's the
movie.
best thing you've heard and what's the worst thing you've heard?
The best thing I've heard is it's probably one of the best superhero films in the past decade.
Interesting. That's that's high praise.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the worst?
It is the worst superhero movie
Yeah.
I've heard in a decade.
That's funny.
I'm kidding. I did see it, and I
yeah.
have very strong opinions on it, but that's not what this episode's about.
No, it's not,
Well,
but I mean,
no.
just briefly, it was...
We'll talk about it enough so that we can put it in the title so it'll help the SEO and stuff like
Great.
that.
Wild at Heart came out in 1990.
90.
Microphone
90.
a little bit more in between the two of you.
Is that good?
Well, no, the front is facing you.
Oh, okay.
Face cat then?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like right about here.
Right about
Right
there?
about there works perfect.
That's probably bad. Okay, yeah. Anyways, you can cut that out later, right?
Yeah.
He edits the show.
In post, yeah.
Yeah.
1990, directed by David Lynch, written by David Lynch.
No, written by another guy.
Really?
Based on a book.
Really?
Really?
Guy was writing a book,
Okay.
and one of his friends was like, "Oh, you should give it to David Lynch." He's like, "I'm not gonna bother. It's not his thing." Ended up getting to David Lynch anyways.
And he was
David
like,
Lynch
"This is
calls
my
him and
thing."
they're like, "I want to make a movie."
He's so...
That's so funny.
I just heard a story the other day from, what's her name? She was on Will and Grace. She's married to Nick Offerman. Do you know what I'm talking
No.
about?
I grew up on Will and Grace. I should know this.
Yeah.
My mom watched it.
Do you know the woman I'm talking about, though?
I in my head, yes, but not the
It's
name.
not Grace. It's
A different one.
a different woman.
Yeah.
She was telling us she's apparently in Blue Velvet.
Okay.
She
Okay.
plays Kyle MacLachlan's girlfriend, but she got cut out of the whole thing just like at the
Oh,
last
yeah.
minute. But she was telling a story about she's like, yeah, I would just moved to LA and I was leaving a restaurant that David Lynch was at and he was sitting outside. It was like, hey, come here. And I walked over and he's like, I like the way you look. Come be in my movie. And she's like, and that just people listening in. If you go to Hollywood, that just doesn't happen. Just so you know, no
Sure.
one will ever, a famous director won't
Yeah.
see you and be like, hey, come be in my movie. It's
Right.
such a strange man.
Strange man. The movie, real quick, history with it. You've seen it before?
Oh, yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Many times?
Not many times, but this is probably like my third or fourth rewatch.
How would you rank it in your David Lynch ranking?
Top half.
Top half?
Top half.
Yeah, I was thinking probably besides, I would put this at probably, in my opinion, I don't necessarily fully count Dune and Elephant Man because those are kind of really studio movies.
Yeah.
But in terms of the full blown David Lynchy movies, I'd put this right behind Blue Velvet in terms of being a structured movie you can watch and makes nice narrative sense. And I'd probably put it at my personal favorite being Blue Velvet, number 2 probably being Eraserhead, and then number 3 probably being Wild at Heart. Is probably where I'd put it.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
See, number 1 is Fire Walk With Me if you put all the missing pieces
okay,
back
sure.
in, though.
I haven't seen that. I've never seen that.
Yeah, if you
Does
do
is there a full cut?
There's a full
Okay,
cut.
that's-
It's
Ooh,
like
okay.
3.5 hours long.
Nice.
But that's probably my number 1. Wild
Okay.
at Heart's probably 2 or 3. I like
Okay.
it more than Blue Velvet.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm such a sucker for Blue Velvet. I'm involved in a mystery. I'm in the middle of a mystery.
if I can be an asshole,
Yes.
my number one David Lynch movie is Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be normal, it's probably The Elephant Man.
Really?
I like The Elephant Man quite a bit. I think about that probably more
respectable.
than the rest of them. Other two would be Blue Velvet, and I think 3 would probably be Wild at Heart.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Written by Barry Gifford, by the way.
still put
Also
it-
wrote Lost Highway.
So yeah, I didn't really like Lost Highway or Mulholland Drive that much. I was kind of iffy on both those. I'd probably
Yeah.
put Mulholland over Lost Highway.
They mix
Likewise.
together in my brain.
Though. Yeah.
I can see that with both of
Yeah.
them.
Because, like, the scene with, what's his face, at the diner.
Hi. Well, Cooper's here too.
Hello, Coop.
Hey.
Big opinions.
Yeah.
She loves Lost Highway.
Yeah.
But where the guy's telling the other guy about his dream in the diner, and then there's the spooky lady behind the dumpster.
Yeah.
I don't know which movie that's in.
That's
Mulholland.
Mulholland Drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like one of my
You
favorite
should have
scenes.
done a David
of-
Lynch game show. That's what you should have done.
I would have lost.
Hi. No, you could host it. You love making them.
And then
You
maybe
love
I'd learn
making them.
something. I do love making little games.
I cannot. What is going on? See, she's so strange. You're in. Gosh. Okay, maybe you should get out of here. You can cut that out later.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the movie in general, I'm gonna say first off, a lot of Wizard of Oz here.
A lot of Wizard of Oz.
Some would say
Is
too
that book
much.
stuff? You think too much?
I think a little
Not
bit too
book
much, yeah.
stuff.
Not book stuff?
Not
David
book
Lynch
stuff.
stuff.
David Lynch stuff.
It's also apparently
Choice.
3 books.
3
Interesting.
books. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Name them.
I just closed the tab. All right. Fucking
As it goes.
Barry Gifford.
Otherwise, very many shots of cigarettes and matches and stuff like that. A lot of fire.
A lot of fire.
Just making some observations off the bat. The desert, the snakeskin. It's got like a dry, kind of fiery thing to it for me.
Wild at Heart, the story of Sailor and Lula,
Nice.
Part 1.
Yeah.
Sailor's Holiday, the Wild Life of Sailor and Lula, Part 2, came out the
Yeah.
next year. The year after that came out 59 Degrees and Raining, the story of Perdita Durango.
Here's another observation. In the first like 30-ish minutes, they have sex about 6 or 7 times. I was trying to count.
Yep.
They sure do.
They do.
Don't they?
Yeah. And I gotta say, another thing that this has going for it, like before you even get into anything, a David Lynch movie starring Nick Cage and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
You got me.
What-
I'm bricked.
Yeah,
What's
what else
going
do you
on?
want? Yeah.
Crispin
yeah.
Glover cameo.
Yeah.
Where? Because I
love
saw him in the
Crispin
Cousin
opening.
Dell.
Cousin Dell.
Arguably one of the most interesting characters in Wild at Heart because it's just one flashback.
Oh!
Brought up for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot about that. That might be my favorite part of the movie. It's
Oh, yeah.
like Mulholland Drive with the guy in the diner where I'm like, this has nothing to do arguably with the rest of the movie, but I am just entranced.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I've probably spent like collectively a couple hours just trying to piece together what that scene is there for. As it's just here's a cutaway.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember it.
Really?
Give me the rundown on what happens.
Don't want to brag, but I have the movie playing on my computer right now, and I just went, I feel like it's maybe here. First try to nail it right to
Nice.
the scene.
Nice.
Just Laura Dern's just like, yeah, I had a weird cousin.
Yeah.
He's dressed like Santa,
Yep.
and also talks about aliens all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
His mom
now,
found
yeah.
a bunch of cockroaches in his
Underwear.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sandwiches at 3 in, making his lunch.
I'm a Crispin Glover fan. I love Crispin Glover.
And
He
there's-
shows up in one of the Charlie's Angels movies.
Yep.
Cameron Diaz ones.
Oh yeah, he like grabs
Weird-
her hair all the
yeah.
time and sniffs her real hard.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There's a part in the cousin.
That's not why I like him, but yes, he does do that.
There's this part in the Cousin Dell bit where they're talking about like him doing alien stuff.
Yeah.
It's this part here.
The gloves, yeah.
I love that because it's like a perfect David Lynch thing where it's just like, I don't know what specifically he's doing here.
Yeah.
Or what everything in the background is meant to be, but like you get the vibe of what this guy is doing and what he's about right now. It's great. I love it.
Well, the gloves are like the aliens. Is he hears the glove talking to him, and that's why he's like getting it away from himself.
Exactly, but why are there 10 bowling pins, 4 tape measures around it, and half of a bed behind him? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And why is he poking it with a ruler, It's just, but I
also-
get what he's doing.
But also the fact it's like a Santa Claus glove when he dresses as Santa. Yeah.
Yeah, goddamn, that is Crispin Glover. Crazy.
Pretty out there. But yeah, so anyways, back to reality. Fucking weirdos. Nick Cage,
Kills a
Laura
guy.
Dern. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was crazy. It starts off with like a James Bond scene, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
we've been
You're
watching all
right,
these
it
James
really
Bond
does.
movies.
Yeah.
And like this,
Yeah.
that's how a James Bond movie starts. That guy comes up to him and he's like, "Yeah, some broad paid me to kill you." Basically, right? That's what he says.
pretty
Or what does he
much.
say?
He
Otherwise,
says like your girlfriend's mom said you were trying to hit on her in the bathroom, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill you now.
yeah. And what's up with that? Because like they keep flashing back to her mom being like, "Let's fuck in the bathroom," but then when they're actually in the stall, she's like, "I know. Oh, I'm on to you." Kind
She's
of.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you work for
Yeah.
Rollo Tomasi or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the big bad guy's name
I
is.
watched.
at the
I've only
time,
seen this
remember.
movie once. Sorry that
Yeah.
I don't know all the details.
And he's like, because they all kind of work for the same crime boss or had here
Yeah.
and
Who is
there.
that guy's name? You remember?
Rollo Tomasi.
Okay.
You looking it up?
Yeah,
Say
I
I'm
guess I
not
will.
not super fresh on it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But anyways, so basically, yeah, he kills that guy and then he's in jail for like 22 months and 18 days or something. I
Yeah.
think the title card says. He gets out. Mom forbids the love. Very Notebook.
Yep.
Very The Notebook. And her daughter, Laura Dern, and Nick Cage, whose name is Sailor, they run off together. He's like, "Hey, baby, let's jump parole and go to California." But I think first, do they dance first?
Most likely.
Or do they dance on
They
the road?
They dance first at the Power
they-
Mad show.
Yeah, because they go to that show.
And he does the
He steps to that fool.
Elvis song. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, he punches that guy out or whatever.
I love
Because he
it.
makes fun of him for the snakeskin jacket, which he says, "This is a expression of my belief and my beliefs, and I believe in personal freedom."
Absolutely
love it. It's awesome, man. It's great.
I love when he apologizes to Laura Dern, and she's like, "It's fine. You don't know any better." And it's great.
And also, for those keeping track, this is our third episode in a row with a Nick Cage movie.
Whoa.
Is it?
Yeah.
What about last week?
Last week, Long Legs.
Oh yeah.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did, didn't
Yeah.
And then the week before that, Moonstruck.
Oh,
And Ghost Rider.
whoa.
Yeah.
Big Nick Cage
What's
energy.
going on over there?
we? I'm looking for this guy's name. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay. Anyways, then what happens? They're on the run. They do the dancing. They have sex.
Harry
Covering
Dean
all this.
Stanton is looking for them.
Yeah.
He's a private
yeah.
investigator.
Yeah, he's in the movie. You know, David Lynch likes him, so he's just you know, you gotta come be in my movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Very Adam Sandler of him.
you're gonna listen to some like Van Morrison and drive.
Yeah. He puts
Just
those
like-
boys on. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I love that whenever you see the couple driving, they're listening to just abstract piano notes.
Yeah.
And then whenever you get to Harry Dean Stanton, yeah, he's listening to like
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then also there's a point where she drives for a bit and there's nothing but murder on the radio and she freaks out. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
That happened. And I think throughout the whole thing, is she's mostly making the allusions to like the Wizard of Oz, right? Doesn't she keep bringing that up?
Up until the very end, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is a scene where her mom's putting all the lipstick on her own face.
Uh-huh.
The camera pulls out and she's got the shoes on.
The ruby slippers?
No, the Wicked Witch shoes.
Oh.
From to the front, yeah.
Okay. But
And-
who's the Tin Man in this story?
Yeah. Bobby Peru. I don't
And
know.
who's the lion?
That's a great question.
And who's the scarecrow?
That was my biggest thing. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Other than what you're saying to me about the Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
I can't place any of the Wizard of Oz into
That's fair.
this movie.
Maybe you're not supposed to.
Maybe you're not
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, they end up eventually in, what is that small Texas town called? What is the town called?
I don't know, but there's a big sign with a
Jamie,
fish
pull
on it
that
that
up.
says "fuck off." I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, they end up in that small community with Willem Dafoe. And is there anyone else recognizable in that little?
Eraserhead.
Yeah, Jack Nance.
She dead. Red and Plastic Jack Dance. Yeah, he talks about his dog. And then
Those
he
women
walks
come
in.
out and dance.
Yep.
So women come out and dance. They sure do.
Yeah,
There's a part where Nick Cage and her are in the hotel room
yeah,
post coitus,
yeah,
and she's like in the bathroom smoking a cigarette, talking to him in the other room.
yeah,
I think where she tells him about being assaulted or something like that.
yeah.
But he's sitting on the bed
With the radio on his feet.
with a radio on his feet, just holding the cord.
Yeah,
And I feel like, I think it's a generally agreed upon thing that cell phones are bad for us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I see this and I'm like, I'm so glad I have a cell phone because I would be doing shit like this all day long.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Very childlike. That's something I'd do if I was a child. I feel like also.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
as a
absolutely.
kid, I'd
Because
just
you
do
didn't
it.
have a cell phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you didn't have one now, you'd be doing that
Yeah.
Still.
10 minutes before
Now
I
I
got
just
here.
do Reddit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was telling that story the other day. I don't know if I ever mentioned it on the podcast, but last night I was talking to a lady, and She asked me a question. I answered the question. The question was basically like, oh, you know, if you could learn another instrument, like what would it be? And I'd be like, oh, I'd like to like really give piano a go because like I took piano studies when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I straight up like on finals day though had to tell the woman like I don't even know the scales, and she had to give me like a written exam because I didn't know anything.
Whoa.
Because there was a kid in the class. This is my senior year. His name is Michael, and he showed me Reddit.
Oh, wow.
And so every class, I was on Reddit. I was
Just
on
hooked.
Ask Reddit. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
was fucking beyond hooked.
How do you think Michael's doing nowadays?
I don't know, but I remember he made his username. We made our accounts at the same time. He made his. His name was
Classic.
Mine was way worse. It was which I thought was like a I jerk off a lot joke, but like I don't think
Yeah.
it comes across.
Yeah.
Oh, it comes across.
Oh, it comes across.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Yeah.
It comes across, but in a way where I hear it and I go, okay.
Yeah.
I really wish it wasn't that,
Yeah.
but I was in high school.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny then. It's not that funny now.
We had to make email addresses in high school
Yeah.
to give to every teacher so they could send us stuff.
Probably
for
shouldn't
some
have
reason.
said that on the.
Yeah. Now
'Cause there's some shit.
Yeah,
on the,
your
there's some
history is
shit.
out
I'm
there.
cooked.
Okay, yeah,
I'm fucking cooked.
I'll believe it.
Yeah, you should definitely leave it.
Yeah.
You
I
should
will,
really
for
leave
sure,
it.
for sure.
I mean, because there's some shit on there.
But
I think
we-
I cut this too. I think
Yeah.
I think I copped to be a.
Whoa.
You're gonna want to fucking cut it.
Okay.
Yeah, should we? So you know when this happens?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do not want
Whoa.
that out there. My bad.
Whoa.
Sorry.
I'll cut all of it and then just a non sequitur will come out. You're like, yeah, and then I admitted to being.
You're gonna want to cut that part too, please.
Yeah. Whoa.
Please. Anyways,
Negative aura.
that's a lot of aura to be lost for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So the town's called Big Tuna, Texas.
Yeah,
Big
Big
Tuna.
Tuna.
I mean, what else is standing out to you guys? I feel like I'm carrying a lot of weight. What's standing out?
I like when they go rob the bank.
That's later though. Don't
Yeah,
jump
that's-
that far
that's-
ahead.
Oh, sorry, Chris. You jumped from the first 2 minutes to them getting to Big Tuna, Texas.
right,
Yeah,
whatever.
that
Go ahead.
Yeah, you
go
did.
ahead.
You did go from second minute to about 32.
Yeah. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Guy gets his hand blown off during that. Is fun.
That might be my favorite part of the movie because I think that's the only time I've seen a David Lynch movie and gone, "Oh, this is supposed to be funny."
Yeah.
Where he's just like, "Oh, it's fine. They can sew that back on. It'll work good as new."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, where is it?" And
Yeah.
then it cuts to a dog leaving with it. That's very
Yeah.
funny to me.
I mean, staying with that scene almost got the movie an X rating.
Oh, really?
Back
Yeah.
in the day because they hadn't invented No Child Under 17.
Yeah.
So it was going to be
Oh.
rated as a pornographic film.
Damn.
So he added smoke to one of the gunshots, and that, for some reason, got
Yeah.
it knocked back down to R.
Isn't that so weird? Like I feel like I've read so many times about like the what is it, the MPAA? Are they the ones
Yeah.
that like rate that stuff?
Yeah.
About how like their rating system is so vaguely defined and that the rules aren't readily available for anybody.
Yeah.
It's all in house. They don't
Yep.
they don't disclose what designates a film as anything.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
It's all up to their discretion. And
of
there's no
the
insight.
most public ones is if you say fuck once,
Yeah.
PG-13.
13.
Second
Classic,
time
yeah.
you do it, R.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also heard a lot of stories about like horror movies and stuff like that. Where
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
especially the
We're-
Nightmare on the 13th Street. No, Friday the 13th is what I meant to say.
where directors are like, yeah, we're like resubmitting it, like taking out frames to try and get like
Yeah.
ratings down. And I've heard other directors just be like, yeah, we were told to cut this out, and then we were like, okay, yeah, we did, we cut it out, and then just didn't do that. And apparently,
Yeah.
no one watched it a second time and just went, cool, PG-13 or whatever.
Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, it's there's no rhyme or reason to
Just
it.
watch Taxi Driver and they like hewed
Yeah.
the end and that's how they got around it.
Yeah, just
Oh.
desaturated. They made
Yeah.
it close to black and white, but
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah. Anywho, the movie we're actually talking about, that is a funny scene. You're right, Nick. Great
Yeah.
observation.
Thank you. Santos, that's the guy's name. That's the big
Santos.
bad mob boss
That
that's
is
coming
true.
after them.
Yeah, I could do without Santos.
There's just a lot. I'm just trying to skip through this movie to find scenes that we missed. Just driving. Just a lot of driving.
Yeah,
this
that's
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. David Lynch loves the American automobile.
Yeah, and so does Chuck Berry.
He loves the American automobile, and he loves fucking yellow lines on a road.
Have y'all
Yeah.
seen?
And I love it every single time I
Yep.
see it. It's so good.
Have y'all seen the video of David Lynch putting that woman's underwear in his mouth?
I sure have.
Have you seen this?
Not in a while, to the
Yeah.
point that I'm not familiar with it.
Oh god, it's one of my least favorite things in the world. It's like, it seems like it's some kind of streamed event or like internet-based event because
Yeah.
he's reading a person's username. He's like, I thought it'd be a good idea for me to put whatever her name is, Jessica's underpants in my mouth and then try to read the username. You know, whatever.
But he calls her by her username too, which
Yeah.
for some reason makes it worse.
So she
Yeah.
takes her underwear off slightly off camera, hands it to her, and he goes, still warm. Whoa. Puts them in his mouth, reads the
He
username.
just has this shit-eating grin on his
Yeah.
face the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah, he's way into it. And then he takes them out of his mouth, and he says, like, I'm going to keep these or something. Anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I'm keeping these
I'll send
lines.
you the link
Yeah.
after the podcast.
Yeah, it's not great.
It haunts me. It truly haunts me.
So in the 90s, before he was
Aura
a
lost, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
David Lynch lost a little aura for me there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So in the 90s, before he was a pervert, he was
Yeah.
making this movie. They drive
Before.
past. They drive past. In the 90s, he's only a pervert for Laura Dern exclusively.
Yeah.
They drive past a car accident where Audrey Horne is just wandering around all upset.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That scene
Oh,
was
yeah.
very upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she takes it as like a bad sign. Is that in conjunction with when she's driving and it's nothing but murder on the radio, or no?
I think it might be right after.
Okay.
Let me rewind a little
Yeah,
bit.
because she's like, oh, it's bad signs, it's this
Yeah.
and that,
Yeah.
and then they drive past the car wreck where Sherilyn's just walking
Yeah.
around. And...
Yep, that's what happened.
She's
she
also
leaves the
from
car.
around here. I didn't
They
know
dance.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's from
Where
around
you from?
here. Detroit. Ish.
Okay, I believe you.
But anyways, yeah, no, it's very upsetting scene 'cause she keeps talking about how mad her mom's gonna be, and then she dies.
Because she lost all of her cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she
And-
dies. Super sad.
Yeah, very sad. Didn't know for sure this isn't supposed to be funny, but it did make me laugh. When she's like, "Oh, Sailor, she's dying right in front of us," and then she dies, and she goes, "Oh, Sailor, she died right in front of us."
Big Pokemon fan?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That's an original.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Is that? I'll cut it out so people don't try to find it. Is it an expensive one?
About $3 at your local trading card
but
shop.
for a piece of cardboard. That's pretty expensive.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, not good, though.
What else we got, though? What else? We got Willem Dafoe?
Yeah.
Bobby Peru.
You
shows
feeling
up.
Bobby Peru?
Not.
No?
No.
You don't think it's a good Willem Dafoe?
I mean, it is, but also it's Willem Dafoe playing a man named Bobby Peru.
Yeah.
I think
He's
it's
painted brown. It's not great.
I think it's one of the best Willem Dafoe
Oh.
for being one of his most sickly and disgusting performances.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when they put the nylon on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
that guy.
That's really upsetting.
I think my big problem with it, not to be that guy, is that he's in brown face. You know?
Yeah.
That's not great.
Yeah.
I will put my hat in the ring and say that I did not notice that. My bad.
I also did not.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the color grading of the movie, and Willem Dafoe looked like that.
Let me see how I'm wrong.
Hashtag Willem Dafoe just looked like that. Yeah, he's got them fucked up teeth. He also sexually assaults Laura Dern. Is very menacing and just kind of his aura is awful.
Yeah.
Horrible, very
takes
unsettling.
Sailor to the bar.
Yeah, immediately after.
Immediately after,
Unhinged.
before he even finds out.
Yeah, diabolical man. And yeah, you're right. The him just kind of chuckling and then when he goes to shoot Sailor and he's out of bullets and he just like all slowly like unloads it and then like loads it back up. It's very like surreal, dreamy, where it's just like I don't know. He's like in no rush to get this murder going. It's unsettling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Okay.
In Robert Rodriguez's Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Willem Dafoe plays a Mexican man, and he's very much so in brown face, but he has the same mustache, so I just assumed that this is the movie everyone was talking about. Yeah, this is way worse.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Everyone look that up. On your own
Horrified.
time.
I don't have my phone. Pull it up, please.
What,
Jamie,
what,
pull
what,
it
what,
up.
what film?
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
So he gets a pass on wild
Yeah.
parts.
At least he's got normal teeth in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name just happens to be Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then my boy goes down, right? He's in the slammer again.
Yep.
He's smoking 2 cigarettes at once. Love it.
Great idea.
That's the connecting tissue between these two movies, is someone smoking more than 1 cigarette at once.
Also, Lululemon is pregnant. We forgot about that part.
Lululemon?
What's her name? Llewellyn?
Lula.
Lula.
You were close.
Lula is pregnant.
I like that she has to write it down and give it to him on a piece of paper because she doesn't want to say
Do they
it.
name this child?
Yeah, his name's like Doug or something. It's probably not
Was
Doug.
it?
He has a name. Let me see. Wild. I gotta stop closing the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
But anyways, so he goes into the slammer for much longer than 22 months. This is almost like 10 years, I think? 5 years?
Is it that long?
Oh my god.
Yeah, the kid's 6.
Yeah.
She says our son will be 6 when you get out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So flash forward real quick. So when Glenda the Good Witch.
Yeah. Just straight Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not even,
Laura,
like,
Laura Palmer
When
comes
Laura
down.
Palmer comes down, like I'm a manslaughter and a thief or whatever, and I just love that. Like since Lula corrected him, like earlier in the movie, he calls himself a murderer, and then she's like, "You're not a murderer, you're a manslaughterer." And so then now
Yeah.
he always does. He always like it's just like a very sweet thing that he continues to
Yes, I love.
call himself a
I don't think
manslaughterer
I've
instead of a murderer.
ever seen
Yeah.
anyone in a movie learn quicker than Nick Cage does in this movie.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time someone says something to him, he's just like, "All right, got it."
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's like, "If you're truly wild at heart, you'll go fight for your love, or whatever."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he runs back. Yeah.
Don't turn away from love, sailor. Yeah.
He also does use the F slur when he sees those guys, and that's not great.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like jump scared me. I was like, "Whoa, Jesus Christ!"
Nick Cage saying that in the David Lynch movie.
Yeah,
I think if
Love
you,
it. I love it. I'm gonna go on record saying I love it.
yeah.
I'm way into it.
I think if you wear a snakeskin jacket, you
get to.
earn.
you get one. You get one.
Well, you get one. He used it.
If 6 guys step to you at once, you could call them that. And that's all I really have to say about the thing. I think that's an A plus out of the park. Well, not A plus. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna put it right next to Blue Velvet just because I fucked up and gave Blue Velvet a B plus when I graded it initially, and now I'm never gonna push a David Lynch movie over that personally, except for maybe Eraserhead. So I'm giving it a B plus. I'm locking it. What are you giving it?
I'm on the fence between a B plus and an A minus.
There you go.
I think
That
it's
works.
just shy
Hey,
of getting an A
You ever
minus.
heard of the needle drop? He always
Fuck
goes.
off.
He always goes like light 6 to a decent 7. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can do both.
Yeah,
you can
strong
straddle
6,
that.
light 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a strong B plus, light A minus.
Yeah. Word.
My teacher would give me the A minus because they
There
felt
you go.
bad.
Yeah. What about you, Nick?
I'm trying to find their son's name, and I just can't. I want to say Pace, but it could be wrong.
It might be. That sounds about right
Pace
to me.
salsa
Yeah.
from Texas. Yeah.
Pacer?
I'm gonna give Wild at Heart a B plus. I
Okay.
liked it quite a bit, but it's not my favorite David Lynch
Heard.
movie. So
Heard. Any other closing thoughts about that one, or can we put that one to bed?
I think that's pretty good on that one. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm gonna have it,
it's one of his most straightforward movies.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Straight Story, speaking of?
I have not, but
I think
It's-
Harry Dean Stanton loved that one.
yeah,
I don't know if he was in it. I think I watched a video the other day of them
he was
talking.
he was the brother. He was
Okay.
the brother of the guy who rides the lawnmower or
Okay.
tractor or whatever.
Okay. Have you seen The Straight Story?
I'm not.
I would like to.
Disney
That's-
movie.
Is it really?
It's a Disney movie. It's streaming on Disney Plus as we speak.
Do you still
Really?
have Disney Plus?
Sure do.
Can I please use yours?
Sure can't.
Yeah, because
Why can't?
You have to give up my HBO if I give you my Disney.
Why?
I'm just kidding. I thought it'd be funny.
It is funny, but it's
Yeah,
also
I'll give it to
concerning.
you.
Well, I pay for Hulu and it's supposed to be bundled now, but I don't know how to tell them like, hey, can I like retroactively like I already subscribed,
yeah,
so like how do I add the?
I think you just go to the Disney Plus website and log in with your Hulu account.
Really?
You just use the same
Yeah, I think so,
credentials.
I'm gonna try it.
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna try it.
I was watching Hulu the other day with ads, and I got a commercial
Whoa.
for Peloton.
This is
Oh,
your
the,
first
like-
time hearing about this, or
The like bike thing.
Yeah.
have you never
it's-
heard of Peloton before?
Pretend I have a stand-up mic. Have you guys heard about Peloton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going
But
on?
no, I got an ad for Peloton.
Yeah.
I was like, Hulu, I am watching Hulu with ads. What makes
Yeah.
you think I can afford a Peloton and a Peloton subscription?
Can I read you guys a couple of potential stand-up bits I wrote in New York City?
So do you think I should put that in my stand-up or no?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm actually legitimately very excited about this.
Are you?
Yeah.
They're not. Oh, my mom called me.
Oh. Too much
All right.
Wild at Heart talk.
Here we go. Here's a couple that I've been working on. These are not bits. They're just kind of one-liners, if anything. All right, first one. How about this? A store called Frankenstein's. You know, what would they sell?
What?
What?
No, what would they sell? I'm just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there.
Oh, okay. So these are setups.
But
No
yeah, let's,
punchlines.
yeah, okay.
We'll move on. We'll move on. Anyways,
I want another one.
okay, one more. How about this one? You know, like when you're at like a place and they're selling water bottles for like $1. If I was Mr. Beast and I had that Mr. Beast money. Fine, never mind. Okay, so anyways, Julian.
But the ultimate like setup for a stand-up bit is how has no one done the what's the deal with jokes?
There you go.
How has no one done that yet?
It's a good setup.
You both are looking at me like I'm supposed to be the one to figure that
Why
out.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, help
Yeah.
me.
All right, I'll come back to it.
Yeah. I bumped into a guy in New York that I know from around here, kind of. Do you know a guy named Nathan who kind of has like a curly hair and he wears like vintage clothing?
Maybe.
Hangs around the Outer Limits. He's tiny and seems a bit older.
Not Antonio.
Not Antonio. But like, for example, I played Outer Limits and then afterwards, during soundtrack, I made like a Longmont Potion Castle reference. And he like cornered me and was like, Longmont Potion Castle. And then, randomly, Will and I were in New York. We're walking through Union Square Park. And who should be sitting on a park bench working on his Type 5 but Nathan?
Huh.
Who 5 days previous had moved to New York to work on his Type 5. Who that night was going to do a Type 5 but told us, no, you can't come to the open mic. Anyways, Julian Donkey-Boy.
And so you went, I could do a Type 5.
Yeah.
And you're a bunch of halves.
I
to
did.
jokes.
I wrote a joke, yeah. Yeah. The problem is, yeah, I don't have, what?
So just turn the mic towards Kat just a little bit. 'cause-
Yeah.
I got it.
Perfect.
I don't got the, you know, like I got one about maybe the purple M&M being trans or something.
Is there a purple
You know?
M&M?
Is there a purple M&M?
I feel like purple's more
Is
of
there
a
a purple
Skittle
M&M?
color. You know?
Is it?
That's not even a Skittle color.
Why?
I think Cadbury just owns purple now.
Are you looking it up if the M&M, if the purple one is?
Yeah, there's no need to, but I'm going to.
Is there a purple M&M?
The green one's a woman.
Fuck, there's a purple M&M.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's its shtick?
Purple M&M shtick. Its workout routine is running late.
Me too.
I don't know. I'm looking at the M&M's website, and it's just a bunch of
Maybe it is
bunch
trans.
of Chris
Maybe it
level
is.
jokes.
Chris level jokes? What the fuck?
Whoa.
Oh, the store named Frankenstein's? Imagine if there was a store named Frankenstein's. What would they sell? Suits?
Doc Martens.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
Okay, great. Google. People often ask, what's the deal with the purple M&M?
What? It ties into your thing
Yeah.
and my thing.
Yeah.
It's the blending of both setups. Now, where's the punchline, Nick?
Is a peanut M&M designed to represent acceptance and inclusivity?
Whoa.
I knew it.
Whoa.
I had a sneaking suspicion.
Runs late.
Yep. Inclusivity?
It is trans.
Confirmed. Anyways, Julian Donkey-Boy. First off, I'm going to say we all watched it in a Google Drive, right? Because of you, so
Yep.
thank you.
Also rewatched it on mute at work today
Wonderful.
on Internet
Why?
Archive. Just wanted something up on the computer.
Heard. Yeah, the whole time I was sitting there and I was watching it on my laptop, plugged into a monitor with gaming headset phones
Yep.
on, and I was like, Harmony Korine would love the way that I'm watching this film.
That is the way to watch it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. So anyways, loved it. Thanks for sharing that, because I would also say I have a hard time deciding between this and Gummo, if it's potentially my favorite Harmony Korine movie. I love this thing.
I'll say this one's my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
not skip a beat over Gummo.
Yeah. I almost want to agree with you, I think. Gummo's just very special to me. But I think probably this one's my favorite. So off the bat, just saying, this is going to be an A+. I love this thing. Nick?
The purple M&M knows how to dance. Their likes are singing, playing guitar, and Halloween. So Chris, you and purple M&M have fucking
A lot in common, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should look them up.
Yeah.
They're species.
I think while we were in New York, Will made a joke about what if we saw all of the M&Ms walking back to their apartment or whatever. So
Oh.
it's a little fun fact for you. But anyways, what did you think of the movie, Nick? He didn't watch it. This motherfucker did not watch it. He called it Jeremiah fucking... Did you watch the movie?
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this M&M thing. Yeah, I watched it. And I hate to do this because I don't think I've ever done this on this podcast.
Oh.
I didn't like this
Yeah.
movie.
Whoa.
And I would like to be proven wrong. Not that I'm saying what I'm saying is a fact,
Yeah.
but yeah, I liked Gummo quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think everything I've seen from Harmony Korine, but for
Yeah.
some reason this movie just didn't really do it for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I would like to be not proven wrong, but like I would like you guys to change my mind, please.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of what I liked, I think generally it has a nice, like, montage-y feel to it the whole time. Everything just kind of
Yeah.
bleeds into it. It's like this experience-y thing where, like...
All of the scenes add up to each other. There's no
Yeah.
scenes for the sake of having a scene in a film. Every
Yeah.
scene adds final meaning to the plot.
Okay.
Do you know much about that manifesto it's a part of?
The Dogma 95, yeah.
You want to run that down a little bit? You know about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dogma 95 basically, all cameras had to be handheld, which this film did not do despite being authorized as a Dogma film.
Which, I remember, I can't remember the name of the director. It might have been Lars von Trier?
Harmony Korine. Oh.
No, but one of them that was like one of the founders of the manifesto had basically said like, even though it does break a couple of the rules, like they were very impressed by like his ability to,
creatively bend the rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of it's handheld though.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yep.
I also like the digital camera quality of it. It makes me very interested in like Inland Empire also. But anyway,
everything had to be consumer grade. Like you just had to use like what someone could walk into a store and buy, which at the time was mini DV. And then he transferred it to 16 millimeter and then blew it up for 35 millimeter for the official screening. So it's 3 generations deep.
Yeah, I read that and I was just like, I don't know what that process entails, like how you do that, but that sounds annoying.
Yeah. And then DVD and then Google Drive link. So we were watching a 5th generation copy.
Deep fried.
Yeah.
I will also take a quick side note to say
it's also on the Internet Archive, just so anybody listening knows.
But also, Kat will send you the Google Drive link if you'd like.
Yeah. Instagram DMs, get a free copy.
We'll leave Kat's phone number in the description of the episode. You can go and give him a call.
I will say, Spud. Don't know the actor's name. Train Spotting.
Yeah, Spud.
Yes. We'll go with his name is Spud.
Yeah. This is the only other thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah.
And I know another thing about because I read the Wikipedia. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Almost all of the film is improvised, dialogue-wise.
Yeah, which makes
super impressive.
It makes Werner Herzog make a lot more sense when you realize it is just Werner Herzog staring at a wall in a gas mask.
Yeah, going, am I hypersensitive?
That's
am I hypersensitive?
Maybe one of my biggest complaints about the movie.
Yeah,
is Werner Herzog specifically. Listen, love that guy.
Yeah,
to pieces. Love everything he does. Love whenever he pops up in anything. When I heard he was in this movie, I was like, I'm gonna love it. Doesn't matter. I think his scene specifically more than anybody else. I'm like, oh yeah, this does feel like cut out clips of Werner Herzog just improvising in a room for 20 minutes. I don't know exactly what I'm getting at or like what like really tipped me off to that, but I think maybe Werner Herzog's not the best improviser in the world.
Okay. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I do like the scene where he's talking and then his face like an old music video is just
that was pretty cool.
Overlaid over it.
Yes.
I also love how this movie looks, by the way.
Yeah.
To say something positive about it. Like there's so many shots that are with that mini DVD of like it's classic, but like all the cars and like the all the headlights are blown out at night. Or like there's that one his sister walking through that like gold like field just singing to herself, beautiful. And then
she's pregnant.
Yep.
And is it Julian's?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Julian's younger sister, Pearl.
No, but is it Julian's baby? He says that at the end, but is he just saying that?
I think he's just saying it's his baby. I don't...
Yeah. I don't think
earlier in the movie, someone asks her who the father is, and then it shows just a montage of Polaroids of the two of them very close to each other. So I think it's supposed to
Well, there's the other point where someone says, like, who's the father? She goes, father? Because I thought it was implying that it was like a Jesus thing, like a I thought it was implying like a
Immaculate Conception.
Called? Immaculate Conception, yeah. That's what I thought because he's so obsessed with the Bible, and then you've got the Immaculate Conception thing, and so like that's what I was getting more so.
Yeah, I also felt it was more the just like it happened.
Let's jump to the end. I will say also Harmony Korine is kind of I'm saying this and then also kids. Yeah. Got to be top tier, like, hey, you want a really upsetting ending to a movie?
Yeah.
Hey, you want a really upsetting beginning to a movie?
I was going to say, the start of this one,
he kills a kid.
Yeah, he kills... Yeah, both these movies start with someone killing someone.
I don't remember this offhand. What happened?
I was watching this film. How did I miss this? He's in like a marsh or a bog or something with some kids, and they have turtles, and like one of them won't give him a turtle, and he kills the kid over the turtle and buries the body in the mud while like saying prayers, like asking for forgiveness from God.
Can't believe I missed the murder part.
Yeah, I remember the turtles. I was just like, did he kill that kid? And I had to stop it and open up Wikipedia, and Wikipedia was like, movie starts, kills a kid. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I can't wait for this to come back later,
and it doesn't.
It does not.
That is, I know I said everything adds together, but
except for the murder.
Except for that time Bobby killed a guy.
Except for that time Bobby killed a guy.
Anyways, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I think another thing that really was a kind of a gut punch is when Chloe's on the phone pretending to be his dead mom.
Yeah.
That was a really tough scene.
Yeah, that one was...
That was a hard one.
The toughest for me, I don't know if tough is the right word, but the scene that, I don't know, was the most resonant for me was at the ice skating rink before she falls on her baby.
Yeah, that resonant in the worst way possible.
Yeah, when she's talking to that little girl. And she's like, I used to think that I could see a lot and really well until people told me that I can see little to none. Actually, I was like, that's the saddest thing I maybe have ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Julian talking to the Hasidic kid. And
Favorite part of the movie. That kid's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really funny. Yeah, when he's just like, this is a sandal. What are you trying to sell me? Yeah.
I'll give you, listen, $10 and your ice cream. That's $5 a shoe and ice cream. Oh, maybe you can leave me alone and I'll throw my ice cream on the ground and you can lick it up. All right.
Yeah.
I love that kid.
Yeah, that was awesome. Loved that. Werner Herzog is training the other son to be a professional wrestler? Or just a wrestler? Or
just a wrestler, maybe not professional.
But Julian takes it in a professional wrestler way. Because he's like, I'm Julian the jabber or something? Or
I think that's it,
yeah.
And Chloe is like, you gotta have a wrestling name. You gotta have a name. He's like, no, it's just my name. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, I think trading's a very generous word for what
Werner
Herzog's doing to this
I was
kid.
going to say torture.
Yeah.
Paying him $10 to wear his mom's wedding dress.
You're a winner.
Yeah.
Don't shiver. You're a winner. Don't shiver.
Yeah.
And he keeps climbing up the stairs without using his feet.
Yeah, just
makes your arms stronger.
Yeah. Well, arm strength.
But then runs back down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say the Werner Herzog part I like the best probably is when they're sitting at dinner and Julian's like, oh, here's a poem. And
he's like, I did not like that.
Because I did not like that. I don't like it's too artsy fartsy. You know what? I like it because I like the ending of Dirty Harry.
Yeah, he describes the end of Dirty Harry.
It's not even the end of Dirty Harry. It's the first 10 minutes of Dirty Harry. Yeah. And he gets all the quotes wrong and stuff like that. I'm like, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Well, it's also both Julian and Pearl share the poems, and calling your own daughter a slut for sharing poems is
yeah. That's fair.
What did he call her before slut? A dilettante?
That's what he called Julian. He called Julian a dilettante and her a slut.
Well, anything else stand out to you guys? I feel like that's a lot of what's going on for me.
I mean, one of the big scenes is when he's working at the blind school and just all the kids are rapping in a circle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a black albino from Alabama or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana, Alabama.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Black bandana, sweet Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. But just generally, it's one of those things kind of like, I think we've talked about a couple times on the show, it's just one of those things where, at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is just mostly vibes.
Yeah. I'll argue comfort film.
Yeah.
If you cut out the falling down at the ice rink.
Yeah, and the murder in the beginning, which I didn't peg, but
I think
there's just something about it. It's like home video-ish.
Yeah, it's like,
got this,
if you grew up in a dysfunctional family, you feel like you're just watching childhood tapes. Basically.
Yeah, I mean that's what I always say to people about Gummo. Like when I say I like Gummo a lot, people are like, really? I'm like, yeah, I know Gummo people. I grew up with a lot of my family are kind of maybe on the impoverished side of things, from the South, the Georgia Tennessee kind of border. Yeah. Drug addicts, alcoholics, prison sentences, et cetera, et cetera. That's a movie that's very familiar to me. It reminds me of my childhood, spending time in Cleveland, Tennessee, and stuff. And
yeah.
I don't know. So same thing with this. I don't. I know it's. I was, talking to a lady, and I think she said something about it being Harmony Korine films being very unsettlingly comforting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a really good way to put it. It's I do think of this film as being comforting. I think that's a good way to put it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely soothe the aching soul.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Generally, just it's one of those films where, I don't know how to. I almost don't have the words for it. It's just the way that it all kind of comes together. Speaks to me. I'm just like I said, it's very montagey. Everything, the sum of its parts, or whatever you want to call it, just everything kind of comes together in a way that I'm moved by. I don't necessarily have anything to say other than like, but when it completed, I was like, wow, that's like, this was an impressive, bit of art. I guess I'm also generally kind of a sucker for like the fact that it was like, handheld, et cetera, anything that's like kind of consumer grade.
Anyone could have made this movie.
Yeah. I always am like really impressed with that. Like that whenever art has that element of just like, you could do this too.
Yeah,
it is accessible.
I think another one of the rules was you can't buy props for the movie.
Yeah,
everything has to be found.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, everything has to be found. Everything is like, again, like it's improvised. It's not written.
Yeah,
and it's just so one of those things where like given all of those, which again, I think I've talked about this in the podcast before, one of my biggest art opinions is that the restrictions are what breeds creativity. And so to be able to pull this off within all of those confines, it just is a really good example of like, so the thing I do know about the manifesto was that the whole point was that it was in response to the fact that movies were starting to become so dependent on like special effects.
Yeah.
And again, having just also seen Deadpool and Wolverine, to put those two next to each other, I felt like I watched a movie for 2 hours that had nothing. I mean,
yeah,
it was entertaining, the Deadpool movie it was, but it was like watching, we'll talk about it in the episode, we will.
Yeah.
But it was like watching like Rick and Morty or something, whereas then to watch Julian Donkey-Boy, it was like, wow, look at this, a movie that could have been made for literally $0. You don't have to spend $1.
Yeah.
And I'm moved.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Something like
It's
Deadpool
wonderful.
or Wolverine is just like when you get a really good Big Mac at McDonald's, and it's just like, this is good. There's no quality to this, but it's good.
And you know what Julian Donkey-Boy is? It's when Will Lorenz calls me and he's like, hey, yo, I'm going to make a fucking crazy fucking curry slap. And then I just get a crazy curry slap cooked up in my kitchen.
Made with love.
Yeah, made with love.
Made with love.
So anyways, yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know how to describe Julian Donkey-Boy other than like I just marvel at it. It's like one of those things where the idea that it was made under the circumstances in which it was is just so beyond impressive. And again, not even knowing that, the product itself for me is like almost exactly what I'm looking for. Just in terms of like handheld, you got me. Being all fucked up and distorted, you got me. Being improvised, you got me. Sound design, great. Like I think all of the musical choices are brilliant, wonderful. I don't know. It just, she comes together. I like it.
All the pieces fit.
It fits perfectly. Big puzzle. Love it. So yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on your end? Or
I agree with all the Dogma stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's all great. And like I said, there's some legitimately beautiful moments and beautiful shots in this movie that I think are very impressive. Like you said, it costs $0.
we should do Kids sometime.
We should.
I don't think you've seen Kids.
I know the ending. You told me
I saw it when I was like 13.
Prime time.
Yeah, it's 12 or 13, just online.
Yeah.
Just like in a
Prime way to see it,
online chat room. They're like, go to this website. We're watching this movie called Kids.
Yeah. Did it affect you profoundly or not that much?
It probably affected me so profoundly, and that's why I can't remember most of it.
Yeah,
I think I had to block it out.
Because I think I probably told the story on the air before, but like I was dating a girl, and basically it was really early into us dating. We decided to have a movie night. She'd never seen it. I'd never seen it. And I actually had to hold her for about 10 minutes in silence while she cried after we finished.
Oh.
Yeah, Chris told me the ending of the movie,
and
it fucked me up for like a day and a half.
See, I don't know the ending, so
what?
Fingers in the ears. Yeah, I don't remember the ending.
Dang.
Yeah,
you should rewatch that one.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily my favorite Harmony Korine movie, but I understand why that one has like the big appeal.
Yeah,
you're a big Spring Breakers guy.
I've not seen
Trash
that
Humpers guy.
You're a big trash.
I want to
humper.
watch that next. You said you saw it when you were like 19 and hated it.
Yeah, I was like 18, 19, hated it.
Yeah.
Just watched it with a group of friends. We watched some like real. I think we did a double feature of Gummo then Trash Humpers. So like having Gummo and then immediately follow that with something with almost no plot narrative, just like.
Would you have any interest in revisiting it? Do you think you might be warmer on it?
I'd be interested to see if I'm warmer on it. Yeah.
There's a kid I work with who like, I think at the time was like 18, 19, something like that. I was like asking people for like movie recommendations because he was just getting into movies.
Yeah.
And like he had a list that people were writing things down on, and I was looking at it, and someone wrote down Kids. And I went, "Oh, you should watch Gummo." And he went, "Oh yeah, is it like Kids?" And I went, "I don't know."
Yeah.
I think the main reason you watch you watch Gummo is so when someone says, "I like Kids a lot," you go, "Yeah, but have you seen Gummo?"
Yeah. See, and that's what Julian Donkey-Boy is. It's you've seen Gummo?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
have you seen Julian Donkey-Boy?
I really want to see that one that has Werner Herzog in it also, where the main character is like Michael Jackson. Which one's that one?
Oh yeah, he's like a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Yeah, impersonator, and then his friend is a what impersonator? Marilyn Monroe impersonator or something?
Yeah.
What was that movie?
Which one is that?
I can look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
I want to see the
In a
infrared
book.
movie real bad.
Yeah, I want to see, what is that called? Ultra Heat or something? What is it called?
Yeah.
Turbo Drive? What's the newest one called? It's in like...
Mr. Lonely is
Mr. Lonely.
stars Diego Luna. You don't know Diego Luna? He's a Star Wars guy, and he was in that one sexy movie with
The sexy movie.
the sexy movie.
With the sexy people.
The sexy people. What's it called?
In the sexy movie.
The sexy
50 Shades of
movie.
Grey? Magic Mike?
Itu Mama Tambien.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it, but
I hear it's sexy.
I hear it's in Spanish.
Whoa.
Argo
That's
Drift. Argo Drift is the infrared
Argo
one.
Drift. Aggro Drift. It's Aggro Drift.
Oh, like Aggro Crag.
Oh.
Yes.
And then he had another movie, I don't know what it's called, that like only showed in strip clubs.
Whoa.
I cut the fuck out of my finger earlier.
Ooh.
Aggro Drift stars Travis Scott.
Yes.
Whoa.
And it's in...
Tractor Scott,
Infrared.
sicko mode.
Yes. But yeah, anyways, Julian Donkey-Boy. Like I said, I'm giving it a fat A+.
I'm thinking
Plus.
A+. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm leaning A+, but I'm also thinking what other A+ movies I have in my head.
Okay, yeah, give me a 3 off the top of your dome.
Paris, Texas, Fallen Angels, Possession.
Those are pretty good. I haven't seen Possession, though.
Really?
I hear it's slightly upsetting.
I'm about to lore drop real quick.
Yeah,
Love it.
don't spoil the movie. Go ahead.
My ex-fiance used that movie to break up with me.
Interesting. I don't want any more context. I want to watch the movie
That's-
and then try to fantasize about how that
Ooh.
could segue into a breaking off of engagement. I'm going to watch that soon.
I heard a story the other day from someone that was just like, yeah, me and this guy were going to break up. I could feel it coming, and I didn't want to break up, so I played Moonstruck because I thought it would make us fall back in love, and he did not
Nice.
like the movie at all.
I've taken 3 showers today.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you get in the movie?
I don't know.
You could be harsh. That's fine. I'm not
I
going to be upset with you.
don't want to give it a grade.
Nick,
'cause
I love you.
I love you too because I feel like I didn't get it.
That's all right. You can not get movies sometimes.
It'll take a while. Let it sit.
I would say my biggest problem with it, and this
It
might
didn't
be
speak to you. There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but for what I might be doing, but I feel like the schizophrenic stuff, specifically the actor walking around New York and interacting with real people pretending to be schizophrenic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
really kind of yucked me out.
That's fair.
And I couldn't get into the rest of the
Yeah.
movie because of that.
Yeah,
That's a
is
fair criticism.
And
It's
I don't
valid.
know much about schizophrenia and what someone who is schizophrenic is like, so I don't know how accurate it is, but that just felt kind of gross
That's
to
fair.
me. And again, I don't want to be too down on it because again, it's a Dogma movie made in fucking what 1989 or whatever.
96.
96.
Yeah.
The year
That's
I
as
was
old as
born.
me. Me too. And so
horns.
you know the level for what is acceptable in that is different, but it
Yeah.
just I don't know, that immediately really got to me and
Yeah.
like made it hard for me to enjoy the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
I would like to maybe give it another shot sometime, and when I do, I will come back to you with a grade.
Great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will go in and say, as you know, someone who has dealt with that illness in people, depending on the person, it's a pretty good representation.
Yeah.
But you know, no one shoe fits everyone.
Great point. So yeah.
Heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give it an A.
I'm sticking by my A+. All right, we roasted that pig, I guess.
Yeah.
Next week's going to be another damn James Bond and another damn Saw. Are we on the Chris Rock one yet?
No, I think that would be the next one.
We're on the 8th one. Saw?
Jigsaw.
It's called Jigsaw.
It's called Jigsaw.
And then we have 2 more.
Yeah.
we're at Saw 10.
8, 9, 10, yeah.
So we're on the 8th one. That means the 9th is Chris Rock.
yes. It's
the
called
10th?
Spiral.
Came out last year.
Correct.
And then James Bond-wise, where are we at? We just watched The Spy Who Loved Me.
It's gonna be
Is
another
it
one.
Moonraker?
Oh
I'm
god.
betting money it's Moonraker.
I really hope
I think it's
Are you,
Moonraker.
did you say you were watching James Bond?
I'm watching them slowly.
Yeah.
I've been stuck in the middle.
Chronologically?
Yep, chronologically.
Okay.
Yep, stuck at From Russia with Love because I do not have the time for James Bond
That's
movies
fair.
when there's so much other.
So
cinema.
that's like 3 in, or
That's
what?
That's
two.
2.
2 in.
That's
okay.
2.
What did you think
Yeah.
of the first one?
I thought it was a great '60s film.
Fair.
it is a 60s film.
Yeah,
There
a
is
little boring, but as I've mentioned many times on the podcast, as we've gotten into Roger Moore, I really long for the days of the boring 61s.
Fuck yeah, it's
Yeah.
Moonraker next. So excited.
nice.
Yes.
Um,
Jaws is still there.
Who knows?
Yes. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Jaws is in this one.
Kanye West mode, baby. He's got them teeth.
The man who they had to write his entire script phonetically.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Why?
Didn't speak English.
Interesting.
Yeah, they had to write it all out phonetically, and he read it phonetically.
Fun fact also about Bela Lugosi, also did not speak English. Part of how he learned was by being Dracula and stuff and playing in American movies and stuff. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Children of the night, what music they make. Anything else, or can we put a bow on that? This lipstick on the pig. What do they call it?
I was gonna make.
Suit to nuts. You ever heard someone say suit to nuts?
Oh yeah.
Been a while.
Do you know what that
It's
means?
been a while. Top to bottom, or what?
Whole thing.
Yeah,
'Cause,
whole thing.
at a dinner, you start with soup and you end with dessert, which
Oh, I
is
thought it was
often nuts.
suit to nuts, like
Nope,
a
soup.
suit down to the.
Down to halfway down
Yeah,
your
the
body?
halfway point.
Yeah.
Well, it means the whole thing.
Interesting.
I was gonna say when you were breaking up the comparison of Julian Donkey-Boy being made with no money,
Yeah.
and then comparing it to Deadpool. Hey, Chris, remember when they do the big cool superhero shot and they jump out of the back of the bus?
Yeah.
And Wolverine's like, man, and then they land, and then Ryan Reynolds is doing some Ryan Reynolds shit and talking, and for a solid 45 seconds, for some reason, there is a 100% CGI Hugh Jackman just standing there.
No, I don't.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
How much did that movie cost to make?
Caught fucking $1 billion. I don't know.
$1
Yeah.
billion?
Let me see.
I feel like I need to use one of my 30 Cinemark credits to go see it.
It's a fun time. It's got Wolverine in it. What else do you want?
Yeah. And he's about to be in the next one too. What happened to him
I don't think so.
signing off with Logan?
I don't think he's gonna be in the next one.
He's supposed to be. I read something about him being in Avengers: Secret Wars.
Movie cost $200 million to make, which is significantly less than I thought.
Yeah,
it
that's
would.
not a lot
Yeah.
of money. There was the fucking.
No wonder Foley CGI looked so bad.
Yeah.
Need an extra 100,000 for that.
They
Motherfucking. The Ghostbusters. What is it called? The Ice Kingdom or something?
Sure.
That last one that just came out.
Oh yeah.
I think that motherfucker cost 100,000. How'd Deadpool only cost
$100,000?
100 million.
100 million.
How'd Deadpool only cost 200?
Let me see. Ghost
Type in the Ice Kingdom. See what comes up.
Busters Frozen. Guys.
Frozen what?
Empire?
Frozen Empire. I was close.
Frozen Empire.
I was close.
$100 million.
Yeah.
Ooh, box office of $200 million. That's not great.
That means
How much
they.
did Deadpool make?
That means they broke even because you have to consider with a movie they spend pretty much what they spent on the budget of the movie itself. They spend that again on advertising.
I think
so-
that's worked into budget, if I'm correct.
not usually.
Not the advertising.
Not advertising's not usually
Yeah.
accounted for.
Yeah, they usually don't They don't actually advertise. They actually usually don't make that public.
I thought. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought they
Yeah.
usually mix
Nope.
those two together.
Nope.
So
yeah, when you see a movie only make double back, it actually made zero.
Or like when you see those movies that make they cost I don't know 10 to 50 million, and then nobody sees it, and it literally on Wikipedia says $20,000 or something.
Yeah.
Whoo, man! Someone got spanking. Someone got lost their job post show.
because I think. Yeah, because No Time to Die, the newest James Bond movie, the budget here says $250 to $300 million.
Yeah.
And I think I remember hearing somewhere that budget is so big because they had to do marketing 3 times because of the pandemic.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I've always just heard that marketing is not disclosed.
Yeah.
Is what I've always heard, but.
Maybe they did so people would feel bad because of the triple pandemic advertising.
Deadpool was made 3 times as much as Ghostbusters, by the way.
How much did Ghostbusters make? 200 million. Oh, so it's made
200
600 million.
650.
Bitch is crusting on $1 billion.
Sure is.
Good God in heaven. It's just one of those things where it's like, people always say things where they're like, "Oh man, I mean, I love comic book movies, but I got the Marvel fatigue." But then they keep going and spending their dollars.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you got that fatigue
was-
and you want less, you got to stop seeing them then.
I
But
have,
they just
Chris.
can't. People
I don't know
just
why
can't.
you're yelling at me. I
No,
stopped.
you saw that motherfucker.
I saw
You
Deadpool,
saw
but
it.
that was it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
You
the last
saw it.
9 of them. If you put Wolverine
Look up,
in a movie,
look up the
I'm
one
gonna
that
go
Camille
see it.
Nanjiani's in.
Oh, the Eternals?
Yeah.
I didn't see
That
I
it.
love
one-
Camille Nanjiani. You saw it?
I did not. I feel like, see, I did say I have Marvel fatigue, and I have not seen one since, what was the last Avengers?
Endgame.
That was the last Marvel movie I saw.
I saw the Spider-Man. Other than that, I haven't really seen anything since the first Avengers, really.
I
Whoa.
saw.
Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I
Guardians
saw-
of the Galaxy is like saying you saw Avengers, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Doctor Strange because Sam Raimi directed it, and I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then
I think I saw Doctor Strange.
I watched WandaVision, maybe the
Ooh.
one TV show, and was
Yeah.
like, that's okay, and then stopped watching the TV shows and stopped going to see the movies. But like I said, if you put a Spider-Man or a Wolverine in a movie, I'm gonna give you my money to go see it.
Yeah.
So, but also at the same time, it all just makes me so mad.
So we're the Spider-Man generation. That was
Yeah.
growing up. You had the Sam Raimi films.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to be able to like these movies. It just makes my Twitter is just because I follow a lot of comic book stuff on Twitter, like specifically books, and so it
Yeah.
bleeds into a lot of like movie discourse and stuff like that,
Yep.
and a lot of just grown men who are 6 years old just arguing about like, well, he comes from this timeline and he's actually this. It's like, just fucking, can I just like a movie? Can we stop talking about this
No.
like it's sports? Like it makes me so mad. Just like that's why I like. Sorry, I'm going on a rant now.
Yeah.
That's why I like all the Fox X-Men movies, because it's just like, well, this doesn't line up with this, and this doesn't line up with this, and it's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
That's why they're sick. That's why I love them, is because it's just a movie, and you experience it for 2 hours, and then you don't have to think about it again. Oh. It's a good
I
Big
will
Mac.
Yeah, really quick, I'll just say, I think messing around with all the timeline and multiverse shit is kind of just not for me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I made the criticism during No Way Home or whatever, the one with all three Spider-Man, and you and Elton were not having it. Very mad at me. But, again, as soon as you add in the multiverse thing, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. That makes this a drop in the pan. The stakes are gone now.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, not to spoil anything, plug your ears, but the Deadpool Wolverine movie, the whole thing is that he wants to save his specific timeline or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck anymore because you just told me that there's literally an unfathomable amount of infinite other Deadpools, other universes, which trivializes all of life. Like if you have two, it's like I'm stealing something from Bill Burr, but he makes the thing of like if you have 2 socks, those socks are very important. But if you have a fucking 100 pairs, you don't give a shit about the socks anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's just what happens once you open up the multiverse thing for me is that I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
So
And my thing is like, you can have the multiverse thing.
he loves the multiverse.
Don't
Yeah.
make me have to give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, just be like, if you like in comic books, if you use it as a device to be like, I think mainly what it's used for is like, hey, this is a different universe.
Yeah. So we're
everything
not fucking up the main canon.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
we're doing in this
Yeah.
book makes no difference to any of the other books.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think it's great. That's
Yeah.
why I like those fucking X-Men movies, and that's why I like Logan so much.
You like Age of Apocalypse? I never saw that one.
Oh, the X-Men?
Yeah.
It has its moments.
I've got it on Blu-ray. I took it from my uncle and never gave it back, but I also never watched it.
It's not great. It's not the best one, but
What's the best one?
It's got like all the new kids in it, and they kind of suck. I think the best X-Men movie is probably Days of Future Past.
I think I saw that one.
It's got the
Yeah.
old guys and the new guys in it.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun romp. And like I've been saying, a lot of it doesn't line up with the other movies, and I don't care.
You ever watched that X-Men 97 or whatever that just came out?
Yes, it's very good. I highly
Is it?
recommend
I
it. I
didn't
think you'd
watch
like it.
Yeah.
I'll give you
I was
my
rewatching
Disney-
the original, actual, 90s X-Men.
Good?
Which was, it's for a 90s,
Yeah,
like,
comfort.
cartoon. Like, it's up there with, like,
Yeah.
this 90s Spider-Man
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
But it
Is
was-
that the one that goes like Spider-Man?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the Joe Perry,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Joe
From
Perry
Aerosmith.
talk box.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, which they just broke up today.
Aerosmith?
Aerosmith is done
Why?
Today, officially?
today.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Why?
Today?
Who cares?
Yeah, like a
I didn't know you guys were still hanging out.
Yeah,
know, you guys were alive.
customer at work handed me an Aerosmith CD. He's like, you should listen to this, acting like
Yeah.
you don't know what Aerosmith
Hey,
is.
you ever heard of Aerosmith?
Yeah, even though like I've had conversations with this guy talking about way more
Yeah,
obscure stuff
yeah,
than Aerosmith,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
You ever hear a little band
things
called
like
the Grateful
Beatles.
Dead?
It's like, yes, I'm an American. I have heard of Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're done. They're done.
Rest in peace.
Rolling Stones still going.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Rest in peace to Aerosmith, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for me. I think I'm tapping out. You guys tapped?
Hold on real quick.
Nah, he's got something else. He's always got something else.
I mean, I'm gonna pull out a wild card. I feel like y'all have some crazy opinions on the Back to the Future 2 multiverses.
I'm actually a Back to the Future stan. I don't think they can do any wrong.
I can agree to that. Yeah.
I think those are some of my favorite movies.
Um,
Straight through, even the third one.
Yeah, even the third one.
if you had to guess, oh fuck,
You ever hear the theory where rock music doesn't exist at the very start of the first one? And
Is that why the Chuck Berry?
And that's why like Huey Lewis is a school teacher instead of Huey Lewis.
that's
rock
fun.
music was never invented in the timeline the first movie starts in, because the only rock music you hear is non-diegetic or whatever.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like the fan theories are so odd. Like there's like a certain fan theory about Scooby Doo that it exists in like a post-apocalyptic world or like an America in decline and stuff, and then all of these monsters exist in the same way that they exist in like Fallout kind of a thing, or whatever. That's why everything's always dilapidated and like they're always existing and like. But...
I thought it would be
you were
fun.
gonna say something, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to be like, hey, just take a wild guess. What year did Aerosmith's last album come out in?
Oh, 2022.
Last album,
Yeah.
not counting greatest hits compilations.
Yes.
It's a Waves hat, by the way.
I know. I noticed. I
I did not notice, but nice.
2012.
Freak on the beach. Forget.
2012.
Yeah.
It's right on the money. Yeah. Because I
Big
thought
Aerosmith fan. Big Aerosmith fan.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh man, I bet you they put out an album like last year that nobody listened to. But no, they've kept it locked down for 10 years and then decided we're done.
10 years.
12.
12.
But also in 2004 they put an album called Honkin' on Bobo.
Can't forget Honkin' on Bobo. Or the cover of...
Honkin' on Bobo is a crazy...
Is Honkin' on Bobo the one with the weird cyber lady on the cover?
No, just a harmonica.
Okay.
Honkin'
Just push play 2001.
Honkin' on Bobo sounds like a funny way to say you're smoking weed.
Correct. Yes, that's the...
Did I get the year right, too?
Yep, 2001, yeah.
Did you hear
Big
what I
Aerosmith.
said?
No.
Not beating the allegations now.
I said honkin' on Bobo sounds like a really fun way to refer to smoking weed.
That's what we say when we're going to smoke out back at work.
Hell yeah.
Honkin' on Bobo.
Yeah.
Honkin' on Bobo or hitting the Penske.
Nice, yeah. The Benjamin.
The Pendulum.
All right, I'm saying it. That's that Dallas,
Yeah.
right? Or Bachelor Man? That's that Bachelor Man? It's a bachelor party happening today. I wasn't invited.
Ah.
It's okay. I'll go to other stuff, I
Yeah.
guess. You know.
There's cooler things.
There's my other things cooler. Like this. This was a cooler
Yeah.
thing.
It was.
Thanks for being on the show.
Of course. Thank you
Yeah,
for having
it
me.
was great. You should come back more often because you seem to know way more about so many things that Chris and I should know about.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Weird knowledge up in my head.
Brain case.
Yeah.
All right, that's that. Mattress Man. If you need more soup, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or go to our website, eatingsoupalone.com. And until next time,